Navigating relationships, especially those within a family, can sometimes feel like walking a tightrope. It requires balance, patience, and a lot of understanding. Today, I want to share a story that many of you might find relatable in one way or another. It's about a moment that might seem small on the surface, but speaks volumes about boundaries, respect, and the dynamics of familial relationships. I was at my husband's birthday dinner, a celebration meant to be filled with joy and laughter. As we gathered around the table, capturing moments of this special day, my father-in-law made a comment that caught me off guard. He pointed out, quite bluntly, that my chest was exposed. This remark, "Your tits are out," was uttered in the middle of dinner, loud enough for everyone at the table to hear. The reaction was immediate, a mix of awkward laughter from those around us, including my husband. In the moment, I brushed it off, attributing my lack of reaction to the festive spirit and the couple of drinks I had enjoyed. It was a celebration, after all, and I didn't want to dampen the mood over a comment, even if it did leave me feeling a bit embarrassed in front of everyone. Later that night, when the festivities had died down, I brought up the incident to my husband. He apologized for his father's remark, acknowledging that it was out of line. Yet I found myself saying, "It's okay," trying to minimize the discomfort I felt, partly because I didn't want to make a bigger issue out of it at the time. However, when I shared this experience with my mom, her reaction was quite different. She was upset, not just about the comment itself, but because this wasn't the first time my father-in-law had made inappropriate remarks. Her anger made me reconsider my initial reaction and question whether I should just brush it off. It also made me reflect on my husband's response in the moment and his failure to defend me, which added another layer of complexity to my feelings. It's important to note that I wasn't wearing anything particularly revealing that evening, and even if my top had slipped slightly, it would have shown at most a small amount of cleavage. Someone at the dinner later mentioned that they didn't notice anything amiss with my attire, suggesting that perhaps my father-in-law was attempting humor rather than making a factual statement. This possibility doesn't erase the discomfort his comment caused, but it adds another perspective to the situation. I also want to clarify that when I mentioned having been drinking, I wasn't implying that I was heavily intoxicated. I had enjoyed a couple of drinks as part of the celebration, but I was fully in control. My mention of drinking was more about the context of trying to enjoy the evening and not letting anything ruin the celebratory mood, rather than an excuse for dismissing my feelings or the inappropriateness of the comment. This experience has left me grappling with several emotions. On one hand, I understand that comments like these can sometimes be brushed off as attempts at humor, especially among family. On the other hand, I can't help but feel that boundaries were crossed, and the lack of immediate support from my husband has added to my unease. It brings up questions about respect, boundaries, and how to navigate situations where the people involved have differing perspectives on what's appropriate and what's not. So I turn to you, my viewers. How would you handle a situation like this? Have you ever found yourself in a similar position, caught between brushing off a comment for the sake of peace and wanting to stand up for yourself? How do you balance these moments, especially when they involve family members and particularly in-laws? Your thoughts and experiences are valuable, and I believe that by sharing them, we can offer each other guidance, support, and perhaps even a way forward in navigating the complex dynamics of family relationships.